Action News Network is an Aboriginal American media network. As such, we are protected under the United Nations Declaration of the Rights of Indigenous People, or DRIP, Articles 8, 14, and 16. Action News Network is allowed to provide Aboriginal news and media content on non-Indigenous media platforms free of oppressive censorship. Any breach of this protection is a breach of international law.
Hey yo, what's good everybody out there in YouTube? Welcome back to another Action News Network segment. Sorry I ain't been dropping videos as usual, as frequently as I usually do. Work, things happen and shit, but I'm always gonna have contact. I'm gonna try to do at least twice a week, but it's always gonna be at least once a week. Alright. If I got more time on my hands, I'll drop more videos, or if any other crazy shit happens, I'll drop some videos. I just like to shout out a lot of my new subscribers. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Let me really break this down. Let me see. Where's that joint at? I'm sorry, I could be a little bit slow when it comes to technology. Alright. So the Jackson family. We family because I'm a Jackson, alright? So definitely shout out to the Jackson family. I gotta get together with the Jackson family and see who we related through. You know what I'm saying? I believe all Jacksons are related. Alright, new subscriber, 1/3 Stacks, you already. New subscriber, Wilnet Luis Ifua Aboyawa Robinson. That's one hell of a name. Shout outs to J. Paul Lopez. Frank White, thanks for the dope video comment. Moonstars love softer music over what you talking about. Yeah, I'm already improving that. All right, because our people I know that my people we learn better through music. You know what I'm saying? When there's music popping in the background and shit, and a lot of things they do to us that make us ashamed of playing music at work or other things. You know what I'm saying? That's because that's to control us and shit. Another thing is I'm getting a lot of comments about people saying about why do I smoke during my videos? Because I'm an Indian and that's what we do. We smoke the peace pipe, right? So that it is what it is. That's what it is, man. If you can't dig the smoke, I mean, as a society, have we got to a point where smoking offends you so much that it's bad enough I can't smoke in a restaurant, the smoking section, there's no smoking section in clubs no more, you even have a fucking cigarette and shit. You don't smoke on the bus no more. I'm not that young. I remember getting on the bus to go to school, the city bus, and motherfuckers used to smoke cigars and shit on that motherfucker. And nobody complained because it was a different fucking time. Now you can't even smoke. You can't even watch somebody smoking. You know what I'm saying? You ever watch Morton Downey show and shit back in the 80s and shit? He always had a cigarette in his mouth. Same thing with Richard Bain, all of them. You know what I mean? I smoked the peace pipe. I smoked some bud. So shout outs to Knowledge Power, KS, Mia Mack, Shan Stafford, Gwen Stokes. Some more about me smoking in videos or some shit. I don't know. So yeah, shout out Danny Nicole, Tamika Williams, Ingenious Ever Indian Bootsy. Alright. Ahmeda Dishman. Shout outs to Tony Furlow. Hashtag Black Cat Production. Thanks for subscribing. You know what I'm saying? DC Dream Girl, thank you. Lalita Harris, thank you. You know what I mean? DeMarcus Wells. I'm hoping I'm getting everybody. Who cares? I don't. Nola 504 Mikey, what up, yo? What's going on, bro? Shout out to everybody in New Orleans, definitely. You know what I'm saying? All my peeps out in New Orleans, what's good? What's popping? Yo, so if I didn't get to you, I'll get to you another time and shit. Let's get into what I'm doing right now. Alright. So, first off, this is for the ancestors, and this is for Yahoo. When I smoke, it relaxes my nerves. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a shy dude, but it's hard to get up here and talk about the topics we talk about, knowing that, you know, what the reception of it's going to be, what's YouTube going to do. I could lose my channel, you know what I'm saying, all my hard work and shit. But really what I was doing this video on is because I caught this video by some dude named Real Black Consciousness, and he was talking about how Consciousness one exposed Trail of Tears. Now this brother said some dumb shit right here, where he was showing like, where's it at?
Right? Where did he come from? Wanted for murder on June 17th, 1876, near Rosebud Creek. Crazy Horse led more than 1,500 Lakota Indians in a surprise attack on General George Crook, and his force of 1,300 men resulted in 32 deaths. $1,500 bomb was on his head. Bounty was on his head. How did he lead a group of 1,500 Indians and he looked like a Mongolian? What happened? Oh, let me guess. That's...
All right. Here's the one problem I have with a lot of black folks and shit, man. A lot of times niggas want to jump onto topics and shit and don't know nothing about the fuck we talking about. And it's the problem with the black conscious community. This is the problem I fell out with them a long fucking time ago. And you see niggas like this, they trying to gain attention in Sonetta and shit, you know what I'm saying? With, you know, then this whole A.D.O.S movement, it's like it's gonna come back up again and shit. You know, with the shit that happened with Nipsey and shit, kind of drowned it out for a little bit, little time, right? But it'll kick back up. Now, you know, the first thing I really see to jumping on us again is this real black consciousness. And a lot of these niggas straddle the fence too, back and forth with shit. And if you see in his extent, he says, join the conversation as we example Little Indian attaching this one, which is like, and these niggas always insulting us. All right, and this is why the fuck we go as hard as we do, Little Indian. See, this is why a lot of these black niggas don't, these so-called black Afro, you know, conscious Afrocentric niggas don't want to be fucking Indian and shit. Number one, I told you before that all black people, we all fucking bitches and shit. We all bitches. Again, especially when it comes to the rest of the world. See, like I said, if I step on your kicks, you want to try to blow my brains out and shit. You know what I'm saying? If you step on my kicks, I'm, you know, like it's customary for me to go get the ratchet and, you know, and pop two on you. You know what I'm saying? Just because you stepped on my kicks and shit. But let the white cops come around and step on your kicks, nigga. What you gonna do? You got a gun, he got a gun. What you gonna do? Nothing. And the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Africa is such a big mess and a big problem that it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's such a big problem and big mess and so far away. None of these niggas ever in Africa talk about, hey, come out here with me. Come be with your family. None of these niggas ever did. Again, I told you, niggas be in Harlem, niggas be in Atlanta, niggas be in Cleveland, niggas be in Chicago, niggas be in LA, niggas be in Oakland telling you about Africa and we need to rise up together and shit. But none of these niggas is ever in Africa. All right? And because as long as you say Africa, it's a long way away. There's long problems you can't solve, you can't fix and shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's so fucking crazy. You don't want to be Indian because it means that your problem is right here, right now. And for me, it's the same enemy. You know what I'm saying? Regardless, you believe that you was taken from Africa and brought here, or if you know the truth about who the copper-colored Aboriginals were here in America. You know what I'm saying? This is the same enemy. So I don't understand what the problem is.
Got the right picture.
It's just something that boggles my mind. I don't understand what the difference is. It's the same fucking enemy. The same motherfucker that you was beefing with about taking you from Africa is the same motherfucker who tricked you about being from Africa. But somehow, some way, your whole life changes because you find out that black people didn't all just come from Africa, that we've been all over the world, that we are aboriginals in every fucking land. Every country, every island, every motherfucking continent, any country, land, anything. Their first aboriginals was black. Look up Cheddar Man. Look up Grimaldi Man. Find me white aboriginals. They try to say the Sami people up in fucking in Norway and shit, but them niggas is just a bunch of fucking. They just the progenitors of the fucking white race. All right, if you want to look at how the first whites probably look, I would say look at the Sami people. Okay. But that's another video. That's I'm gonna do a video on the descendants of Japhet. Alright? Like I said, to really understand, if you want to come at this nigga, like, this shit was stupid. He said Crazy Horse right here, because he found a picture of Crazy Horse on a poster, and this could be fake as hell. It looks like a fake ass fucking poster, like some shit you could do online and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Something made for a fucking textbook. I know a lot of these conscious niggas, these conscious pseudo professors like to bring up the McGraw-Hill, books and shit like that. And if it's not written down in some textbook that a white man handed them and shit, and I don't mean to knock on white people, I got a lot of white subscribers and shit. I don't mean to knock on white people. When I say white, I mean establishment. So don't take it as a color thing. Alright, if you watching this shit, then you got the pure heart. Alright, but I'm gonna stop saying white. The establishment. If the establishment didn't give them the books and shit, alright. And again, we're gonna use establishment for a better term, alright? Because it's unfair to just blame all fucking white people for problems and shit. It's a trait that's inherited down to us by these conscious niggas. A lot of these so-called conscious niggas that's really fucking like asleep and shit. But anyway, like I was saying, because he found some fake ass, even though it's not really fake, because Crazy Horse looked like that, alright? He was, man, he was he of Mongol stock? Yes. I showed you the books about the Mongol invasions in the 1300s and shit. But see, these are shit that these niggas don't read and shit. So while these niggas get thousands of views of videos, subscribers, all this shit, and niggas be donating the hell out these niggas in super chat and shit like that, these niggas is not even reading and giving you the information from all these books and shit. The information I have, and you could tell this is one of them niggas that just started, putting up fucking videos when the A.D.O.S shit started popping off a few months ago and shit. You know what I mean? Just to jump on that little bandwagon, that little train ride right there, right? That gravy train and shit. Get you a couple thousand subscribers, start doing some live shows, start tricking on some money that niggas is donating on on super chat and all that shit, right? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You understand what I'm saying? Like, this shit is crazy. Alright, these niggas got no knowledge of anything. I wanted to do a YouTube channel probably for the last like 4 or 5 years. I've been sitting on the information that I'm putting out there now for like the last 7 to 10 years. Because I wanted to make sure I was well versed in everything. Yeah, I didn't want to just come here and just know about a little bit of black shit, about Indians and some Moorish history and shit, without really going into Tartaria and going into fucking the mud flood, flat earth, infinite plane, without, expanding your mind. You have to be well rounded. Some niggas, they get into flat earth and that's all they know. So you ask a nigga about history, which goes along with a flat earth and shit like that, because you gotta know the people that created the globe. You gotta understand the mindset of the world they was living at the time, and why would they even do this and shit, and give out the times and the dates and put that together with other historical facts and events that happened at this time. You know what I'm saying? To really break down and figure out what these people were trying to do, or what they have done, and what things were like before then. So you can't be into the infinite plane, or be into the Antarctic ice ring and the flat earth and shit like that, and not know nothing about history. You can't be coming up in here trying to do black scholarly history shit and not look into his history of farce altogether. And I don't understand the mindset of niggas who want to fucking sit here and be for the betterment of their own people and shit, but then all they do is knock down the research being done by their own people, you know what I'm saying, in favor of the research that was laid out to us by people who are an establishment, you know what I'm saying, who is all about keeping you dumb, keeping you down, stealing your labor, land, money, anything they could from you. Alright? Look at Negro Wall Street, right down there in Tulsa, Oklahoma, right? So when they established Negro Wall Street down there, you know what I'm saying, that section of Tulsa, It was established in Indian territory. Was it in it? Because what was Oklahoma? Oklahoma wasn't a state. I think until maybe like the late 1800s and shit. So you say Tulsa, shit happened in the late 20s, right? Late 20s, early 30s, around when the stock market crashed. That's when they get, which is not that long ago. Like my grandparents was like adults at that time. Coming into like teenagers at the time, or shit like that. So this is not that long ago when this shit was going down. All right, and you say that you had an established black businesses in the neighborhood that's been there for generations and generations and generations and shit. To get to the point of the wealth that they had over there, that was generations. So they did it in Indian territory at a time when they were supposed to be Negro slaves. It's just simple shit. This nigga didn't read Samuel Morton's an inquiry into the Aboriginal peoples of the Americas and shit, the distinct characteristics of the Aboriginal peoples of America. He didn't read that shit, did he? We're a white doctor, Samuel Morton, a motherfucking anthropologist and all this shit, you know what I'm saying, and dealt with the science of the cranials and shit like that, said that the black people, the Indians here were Negroes. He said that we range from the darkest Ethiopian with copper skin in the middle down to what we would call high yellow now. You know what I'm saying? So, and he claimed that there was people that look like they was from Asia and you had people that look like they was from Ethiopia. It's all in that book, which is on PDF. This is shit that you can find for free online. I show you books and shit like that you can find for free. Also, that Mongol invasion with the elephants and shit like that of the Americas in the 1300s and shit. That shit you can find online for PDF. He ain't do that though. He watched one video and got butthurt and do the same shit that all black men do. Get emotionally attached to something or whatever and want to come out crying and shit instead of doing the research and shit. Do the research, nigga. If you want to be from Africa, cool, bro. You could be wherever you want. Just like niggas can worship the flying spaghetti fucking shit. Niggas could worship, you know what I'm saying, chicks with dicks. Whatever the fuck you want to sit around worshiping, man. This is America, yo. Have that, just as long as you ain't imposing your shit on me. But when you come in here and you call my man Tacha's one little Indian because his grandparents and shit, that's mad disrespectful, nigga. My grandparents never saw us from Africa. Have your grandparents told you that? I put bread up that your grandparents never told you was from Africa, nigga. Bread. Most of our grandparents couldn't even find Africa on a fucking map, nigga. But you want to talk about some dumb shit. Who told you was from Africa? The niggas be lying on here too. Yo, I did a little bit of research. Like one nigga on here, he was like, I did a little bit of research and it didn't take hard to find. You know, I would love to see that nigga. Like this nigga John B. Hughes listed as colored in place of birth Africa. I would love to see that. My email is actionjack86nyc, one word, at gmail.com. You can cover up. I don't need your information trying to like fraud anything. Just prove to me, nigga. Prove to me. Please. John B. Hughes, prove to me. Because I done my research all the way back generations and they ain't no African. They came from Indian lands and Indian territories in Georgia and the Carolinas and shit. And they was ran off their land by the Klan, just like most of us who live up in the Northeast and shit like that, or was born and raised in your New Yorks, your Chicagos, your Phillies, your Beemores and shit. All of us black folk from the North, you know, who, except for like old Dirty Bastard, because he was Shinnecock, and that's from out there in Long Island, because there was Negroes up here too, but they was mostly on the coast and shit, you know, like the Algonquins and shit like that. You had a few, but the majority of us came from out of the South. The nations in the South was bigger than the nations in the North. You know what I'm saying? Like more populous and shit like that. The Algonquins, they had a lot of land up in the north and shit, but because of the growing season, especially when you get towards Canada and shit like that, it wasn't feasible for them to have large population centers in these areas and shit. All right? Most of the large population centers were in the southeast and on the Gulf Coast and shit. All right? This is where the agriculture, because we're agricultural geniuses. We are. We're agricultural geniuses. If it wasn't for corn and the potato, two vegetables that were started by ancestors here in America, half the world population would probably cease to exist. All right, but dude, if that's the truth, I like to see it because you're just talking out your ass. I can tell you that right now. You're talking out your ass. And as I said, it starts to hurt you after a while. This is why I can't watch YouTube and shit. Because then I see motherfuckers act like females. Because that nigga know for damn sure he ain't find nothing that said that his family came from Africa. You know what I'm saying? He just trying to say some funny shit. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. Look, what was some other dumb shit this nigga said, man?
One day I'm gonna have to make a video on why he did it. He wasn't trying to hide identity.
He's talking about Walter
trying to
Plecker.
keep the white race pure. And his idea,
Hold
real
on.
quick, I'm gonna give you a quick. Yeah, the Chinese classifications. But for family.
And I know why you try to go after Atanchinist one too, because it's easy for niggas to try to go on after Atanchinist one, because most of his fucking listeners and shit like that, they gonna go watch a video from Atanchinist one. They gonna see Atanchinist one stumble on a few words and shit. You know what I'm saying? Have problem getting a couple of words out and shit, and that's gonna, to them, that dictates that brother's intelligence. Not the body of work this brother has brought to this movement and shit like that, but because he's not the best at pronouncing shit. You know what I'm saying? Especially these big words. I'm a hood nigga too. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of times these big ass words and shit like that, for us niggas who didn't really like take school serious and shit. You know what I'm saying? In the beginning. You know, and the sad shit is, Taj just was in college getting degrees and shit, my nigga, at like 40-something years old. You know, that's an inspiration for me, nigga. I'm just a little under him. I'm in my 30s and shit. You know what I mean? But to see a brother, you know, from the streets, from the hood, go back to school and shit, you know what I'm saying? Better hit, trying to get the credentials so he can, when he talks about this shit, you can't say nothing. But because the brother stumbles on a few words and shit. So this nigga right here know he dirty and shit. He didn't pick a Dan Calavay video to break apart and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That's too, you know what I'm saying? But he go after, because he know that, that when you go look at Atachi's one video and he stumbles on a word or two or some shit, that, oh, this nigga don't know what he's talking about. This nigga don't know what he's talking about and shit like that. So this nigga dirty for that shit right there.
Was here in the 1800s, and he had colored on his birth certificate I should say. That just automatically makes him Indian.
Nobody said that, nigga. Nobody said just because it was colored on the birth certificate that, you know. Like I said, this is what happens when you watch one video on a topic you don't know shit about and shit, but because it relates something to what you're doing, you want to start jumping on the whole shit. You know what I'm saying? You know who does that? And I'm sorry, ladies. I'm sorry, but men and females are different. Your men are not supposed to hold grudges and all other shit. That's feminine traits and characteristics that have been passed down to our people. You know what I'm saying? With the feminism and all the bullshit and stuff, the empowerment of females over men when it's supposed to be balanced. It's supposed to be like the yin and the yang. We fit different components and shit like that of this circle, that this 360. You know what I'm saying? This cipher. You dig? But it's just dumb shit this nigga's saying.
Dealing with family? Does that remotely even make any? I say it again. Them Indian certificates, marriage certificates. He falsified documents, but he did it for the purity of a race. One day I'm gonna have to make.
Once again, talk about Walter Plecker.
He wasn't trying to hide identity. He was trying to keep the white race pure.
Saying shit that we know.
His idea, real quick, I'm gonna give you a quick background on him. He was like on the borderline of eugenics. What he was trying to do was, during interracial marriage in Virginia, and they made a movie about it. I think it's called Love or something, with the white guy and the
Loving. I never seen that movie, but if it's about the Loving case and shit, and this is how I'm gonna get this nigga. I'm gonna prove to you she was an Indian. The reason why she couldn't marry him is because she was an Indian and shit like that. But again, you know, it takes 5 minutes to research this shit, but the nigga didn't do so. She was classified as an Indian. You know what I'm saying? She said throughout the trial she was an Indian. That's why you can't watch just a movie. You gotta read the fucking facts, my nigga. Boy, real black consciousness, man. Yeah, that was some funny shit, bro. That was some real funny shit. Cause check this out. You talk about that movie Loving, right? You try to make it a point out of the Walter Plecker shit, right? What you didn't know about Loving versus Virginia, all right? This how, and please subscribe, share, like. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to donate no money to me. You know what I mean? I work. You know what I'm saying? I spend my own money on this shit because the information and expose the fucking liars and shit and making sure that you know who you are, who we are, and how powerful we are and shit like that. That's way better than fucking money. I can, you know, You can't put a price on that shit. That shit priceless, like them old diamond commercials and shit, right? So when the Supreme Court heard arguments in the case Loving versus the Commonwealth of Virginia, defendants Richard and Mildred Loving chose not to appear in person. In 1958, they had been convicted for the felony of miscegenation, which was the interracialness. As lawyers presented their arguments, the 17 states remained steadfast in refusal to repeal such laws banning interracial marriages. But though he did not attend the arguments, Richard sent a message to the justice: tell the court I love my wife and it is just not fair that I cannot live with her in Virginia. All right, the justice unanimously agreed. On June 12, 1967, proscriptions against interracial marriage were declared unconstitutional. In the years since, the couple's victory often has been touched on in the fight for black civil rights. The Loving's lawyer assertion before the court that anti-miscegenation statutes were the most odious of the segregation laws and slavery laws. All right, reinforced this assumption as historian Peter Wellenstein aptly stated in his book, "The Court, I Love My Wife." There is no doubt in anybody's mind as to the racial identities, black and white, of the people who claim to be Mr. and Mrs. Loving. But the Loving's public persona was more myth than reality. While researching in the book That My Blood Stays Pure, African Americans, Native Americans, and the predicament of race and identity in Virginia, Mr. Real Black Consciousness Forum, whatever the fuck the name is and shit like that. Did you ever read that book? If you was gonna do something on Walter Plecker, did you read that book? Did you read that book? No, but you ran and made a video about that. Yo, trashing another man's work and shit. I spoke to Mildred Loving, who died in 2008. I'm not black, she told me during a 2004 interview. I have no black ancestry. I'm Indian, Rappahannock. I told the people so when they came to arrest me. At approximately, wow, that's powerful right there. Let me read that again. She said, I'm not black. I have no black ancestry. I'm Indian, Rappahannock. I told the people so when they came to arrest me. So I want y'all to go back to Real Black Consciousness, right? Is that his whole shit? Real Black Consciousness Forum, all right? So you tell him, did he read that book? Since he wants to sit here, he wants to sit here and talk about this movie and shit, and says it has nothing to do with fucking Indian race and all this other shit, when it has everything to do with that shit. But you see how these niggas, I'm telling you, this word black right here, this shit makes you fucking stupid. I'm telling you right now, when you call yourself a black person and all this shit and stuff like that, it makes you fucking dumb. This nigga used that for his argument to come after the so-called little Indian, Atachi's one, and this nigga is just being a little nigga. You's a little nigga. A nigga's an ignorant ass individual, bro. And for you to not even take the time, I bet you they don't say that in the goddamn the movie. But it's well documented. I mean, I knew this without even having to go pull up that website I just pulled up and shit like that. Because I've read the whole Walter Plecker situation and anything that involved that case and shit. My wife's family's from Virginia and shit. You know what I'm saying? I see it in their birth certificates and shit when she does her genealogical records and shit. That's why I know this nigga right here, whoever this dude is, that nigga's lying. That's probably his buddy. That's why he pinned the shit up there. See, it's one thing. I come across videos all the time saying that but I call the niggas like him and fucking, what's his name? Angel Ramirez. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas, you know what I'm saying? Come up here and without even doing the research and shit, just be straight up fucking spitting out dumb shit. You know what I mean? That's not real black consciousness, bro. That's not, because you didn't even do the research. You just glancing over some shit and whatever. You trying to call that man, and I know why you did that shit too, and you dirty for it. Because like I said, if you go to a Dane Cowboy video, his shit all polished, Dane edit his shit out and shit like that. Atachi's one is raw, my nigga. And then his videos are all raw and shit. He don't really go back and really be doing no fucking editing and shit. So the nigga stumble across a couple of words and shit and stuff. And the way we talk, cause we from the hood, we from the New York area. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. The way we talk, you know what I'm saying? Niggas think that we just a bunch of stupid thugs and ignorant gangsters and shit. You know what I mean? Oh, they a bunch of rapper type niggas and this, that, and third and shit. Because unless you talk like your brother Jabaris and all these pseudo professors and shit, from the school of hustling black folks out of their land and identity, ran by Mason Sonetta and shit, because and shit, and the opposition and shit. You know what I mean? Like that's the niggas that y'all and those are the niggas that everybody's listening to and shit. But we the pseudo niggas and shit. But I just proved to you, this nigga right here don't even do no fucking type of research. He was just coming on his ass and shit. And I'm not gonna play his whole video. Go watch his video. It's right here. It's called Tasha's One Exposed, Indian Trail Tales is playing. He even got hashtag Will Pleck like this nigga exposed the whole shit or whatever. Now if you do that, I want you to do me a favor too. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna hit you up. Let's go to Plow. Go to my channel, right? Like I'm doing right now. Let me hit the videos up. Boom. Let me take y'all niggas back. Even when I wasn't even that polished and shit. And you see all these videos I got some of the most content you ever gonna fucking find and shit. Alright? I did a whole video on this. It's called American History X2. Indians versus Pretendians. Plus Virginia and shit. You see it right there. Welcome to Virginia. Virginians for Love. It's American History X2. Find this video. You know what I'm saying? Find this motherfucking video right here. Find that video. There's a lot of good shit in here, niggas.
Take them back.
I wasn't even that polished when I did this video.
Supreme Court. The state vigorously pursued and won the right to sterilize Buck to prevent her from passing on her imbecility, but the desire to make Native Americans
I'll talk about Walter Plecker right here, nigga.
Walter Ashby Plecker was unassuming in appearance, a small-town doctor whose penchant for number-crunching earned him the position of registrar in Virginia's Bureau of Vital Statistics in 1912. But appearances were indeed deceiving. With Plecker at the helm, the Bureau went on an all-out war against amalgamation.
It's sad. I gave you so much history in this video. I only got 59 views. But like I said, this is bad.
Virginia's infamous one-drop statute, which created two racial categories, pure white and everybody else. But he and allies such as John Powell of the Anglo-Saxon Clubs of America pushed hard to enforce the Act's provision for ancestral registration. Virginians shied away from compliance in that area, according to J. David Smith in the Eugenic Assault on America, scenes in red, white, and black. Indeed, passing might have been commonplace among whiter-skinned African Americans since at least 1662, when the first anti-miscegenation laws were passed in Virginia. But even for allegedly pure whites, proof of racial purity might have been difficult to obtain. And at least one group of whites who had been proud of their so-called impurity lobbied successfully to have the act revised. The aristocratic descendants of Pocahontas, resentful of being lumped in with Negroes, Mongolians, American Indians, Malayans, or any mixtures thereof, or any other non-Caucasian strains, twisted arms until the legislature decreed that persons with no more than 1/16th Native American ancestry might still be considered white. But Plecker's power to grant birth, death, and marriage certificates gave him unprecedented and awesome powers over Virginians who had less clout than the Pocahontas contingent. With the stroke of a pen, Plecker could write an individual into Negro status and legal and social oblivion. Plecker was only too willing to exercise that power, thus making him a figure of dread to Indians in general, but particularly to the Powhatan remnants in Rockbridge and Amherst counties, until his retirement and subsequent death in 1946.
That nigga was there until he died.
Ancestry as opportunists seeking a round-tree called-away station to whiteness. In other words, he saw all Indians as blacks attempting to pass. Plecker's beliefs placed him squarely in the mainstream of the American eugenics movement, which assaulted the rights of poor whites as vigorously as those of racial minorities. Compare, for example, the case of Carrie Buck, and
Real Black Consciousness Forum. The fuck is you talking about? I'm like, my brother, what the hell are you talking about? In like 3 minutes of sharing, of taking a clip from my video that I did a year ago, I proved what you said to be wrong. And you sat up there with confidence, my nigga. Confidence. Cut it out. Cut the goofy shit out. Cut the bozo shit out. Cut it out. These engines, my nigga. It don't make you less black. It don't change who the enemies are. You gotta understand, the enemies, nigga, is niggas like you. That's why I say the real enemies here, man, ain't the white man, all this shit, man. Ain't no white man holding you down and shit, nigga. It's your own mindset right now. Plus, there's gatekeepers in your own community that fight, that are a part of the system. Alright? That are a part of the system. That's who the problems is. Word is born, that's who the problems is. Word in my mom's word, everything I love, that's who the problem is. You gotta free your mind from mental slavery. But shit cool, stop blaming people based on just race and shit. You gotta know thyself. You gotta know that most of the people holding you back are people who look like you in your own community. The system, it does work in favor of the white male, and by default the white female enjoys the trickle down to that prosperity. Right now they are promoting Hispanics, except for Hispanics that look like myself, because we are numbers. Alright, shouts to the PR, the DR, Cuba, all the Latin Caribbean, all the Caribbean, Jamaican and shit. I always got to shout out everybody. You know what I mean? Trinity, all of that. Guyana. All of the American Indians. Coast to coast. From North to South America. We have a real serious problem. They said we are extinct, but we're right here. We ain't going nowhere. But homeboy said that with such gusto. You know what I'm saying? And that's a problem. And I'm showing you a lot of niggas that you watching shit. A lot of niggas that you watching shit. Go make sure you watch my video, American History X2, man, if you really want to know that shit. A lot of y'all niggas, a lot of these niggas you watching shit like that and you giving your money to could be debunked just like that. Just as easy as I just did it right there. My G. That's why I say, so this nigga right here.
The white guy and the white woman. Anyway, in Virginia, he was trying to keep interracial marriage out of the state.
That was only one part, bro. You don't have the whole part.
If you intermarry, out of an interracial couple, out of 4 children, one of the children would be able to pass as white. And he was trying to keep the ways pure and live as white and go on and function.
Bro, you're not making no sense. Like I said, go watch this video, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean, you know, my nigga, I don't mean no. I want you to be educated. Because you walking around saying goofy shit. You know what I'm saying? By default, you being a de facto agent and shit. You know what I mean? You're on Wikipedia. You won't bring out no etymology. At least when I go to Wikipedia shit, nigga, I bring out the etymology and shit later on, just so you know what the real shit is. Right now, you reading the way Albert Pike said that to control us. And we have to learn how to read. Just learn how to fucking identify words and place certain things with it. Not to know the meaning, to break down what it really means and shit. That's what you're doing when you reading Wikipedia, just saying a bunch of shit out. Your McGraw-Hill facts and shit like that. All you doing is just reading. Like mimicking for words and shit. You don't know the definition, where the word came from. You don't know none of that shit. It's crazy. These niggas is bugging, man. This A.D.O.S shit driving niggas stupid. That's why I call them American dumbasses on steroids, man. Because that's what these niggas is. American dumbasses on steroids. I love my people, but I hate American dumbasses on steroids. Y'all niggas is weirdos. Where they do that at? Read, my nigga. You want to keep something away from a nigga, put it in a book. So profound. So profound. Now y'all niggas gonna turn me into a scholar and shit, man. Like I said, I ain't gonna stop smoking on camera. I mean, I'm not smoking in your crib, not disrespecting you and shit. Like, we gotta stop being bitches, man. Niggas smoke a cigarette, you gonna cry and shit. Niggas smoke some weed. If I can't watch the video no more. Shouts to everybody that told me about the music being too loud and shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know. You know, Facebook fucks with my shit. You know what I'm saying? But I got something for them. But that's constructive criticism. And you know what I'm saying? And that's something I could take and run with. The smoking shit, come on, man. Like, where was you in the 80s? Like, you didn't, these niggas be older than me and shit, telling me about smoking and shit. Please, man. Like, everybody in the 70s is all coked out and dusted and shit. Like, I don't want to hear it. Stop with the, because I'm doing well and shit now, or because I found Jesus. Now I gotta stop trying to stop the flame on everybody else's party, man. Like, you know, let niggas get old and want to fucking try to get into heaven and then do that. I gotta go to church every week and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because they spent the first 40 years of their life being a dumbass. Let them do that. Life is an experiment. You know what I mean? Like, this is a classroom. These niggas gotta learn their own. So I'm trying to tell niggas how to live their life. All I'm telling you, I'm not a teacher. All I'm telling you is, hey, I'm a motherfucker who is enlightened a little bit and shit, and I'm open-minded. So I do a lot of research, and hey, here's what I found. What do you think about it? I'm not teaching you anything and shit, but I will expose the fake, phony, and the bullshit niggas. And this was bullshit. So make sure to continue. Like, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Share this shit. It don't cost nothing. It's free, my nigga. Like, what else in life is free? All I'm asking you is to hit the thumbs up button. I just proved to you these motherfuckers, like, you know what I'm saying? Even though he's a little nigga in the game, I'm a little nigga in the game. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm just showing you. Those of y'all who follow motherfuckers like this and shit like that, they frauds. You know what I'm saying? But it be like niggas like me and Atachi in this one who get called pseudo, or, you know, the niggas don't like the way we talk because I smoke on my video. Come on, man. Like, stop with the bozo shit. Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I love all y'all. Do your thing. You know what I mean? And feathers up. You know what I'm saying? Keep those bows at ready. You dig? Be always on guard. Don't get caught slipping. One.